Okay, my first attempt. I was watching A Girl in the Woods, and I also watch Alaska, The Last Frontier, and Life Below Zero. All them cold shows up north. I enjoy every one of them. And I've been watching, especially Chip Hailstone Agnes up there in Alaska, with using an ULU. An ULU is a knife blade that they make and use specifically up in Alaska. Well, Girl in the Woods, who spiked my interest, said her hubby was making ULUs, if I'd be interested in one. And she said that he makes them out of saw blades. So I decided to come down into my man cave, and as you can see all my tools behind me, and try to make one. Well, yesterday was my first attempt, and I did it. I actually made myself an ULU. I'm very happy with it. I've already cut steak with it. I have it shaped specifically for my hand, as you can see the size of the wood. Yeah, I know you can't see it. There it is. And I have it together with two of the screw rivets, they call them, connectors. And I left a hole in the middle. Now, I either can put a screw rivet in there or use it for hanging on a nail or something. But it is razor sharp. And I'm going to show you what I made it out of. And I'm in the process now of making ULU number 2. So let me show you what I got it set up here for. And I'll take you through a little bit of how I cut it, what I used, and we'll get going from there. Stand by. I'm going to rearrange this camera. Okay, folks, there's the saw blade I used. It was a regular cross-cut saw that I actually had sitting around. Haven't used it for years, as you can see how the blade is. And after I get done cleaning it, you can see how the blade is. I could probably use a little bit more cleaning, but you get the idea of how I cut it out of there. And you can also get the idea of the new one that I am in the process of cutting out right now, which is going to be smaller. And I hope the wife's going to be able to use it. So I'm going to make one more. I think I'm going to stop after that. I've already talked to one, I've already replied to one guy on YouTube about heating up the metal, because that takes temper out of it, unless you want to glow it red and dip it back in water and then regrind it. Oops, got stuck on the camera there, sorry. But let me get down here and start cutting on it, and I'll show you how I do this. Now, I'm not going to film the whole thing because it's boring, but here's how I make my ULU. Dremel tool with diamond cutter. I'll be a son of a gun, I kicked the camera again. Alright, Dremel tool with a diamond cutter on it. And taking my time, trying not to overheat the metal, I'm going to continue cutting with as few sparks as I can, because a spark is heat. So here we go. Now, sometimes you can get through far enough without overheating it to, and you can see I've already cut through all the way around here. So I'm going to do a little bit more, break this loose. When I get it done, then we'll continue from there. So stand by. Okay, I've gotten through most of it. Let's see if it'll let go. It did. Now there's going to be my ULU blade. I put the handle on it, and it becomes a rotating blade. I got a little warm that time, and I've got to smooth up the edges. So I'm going to go over to my grinder, and as you can see, I have a mark on there at the top where it didn't cut properly right there. I came straight through. So I'm going to round that up. Okay, I've got it pretty well cut. There it is. I got 3 holes in it. You're going to be using a cobalt drill. And now I've got to open these holes up, these three little holes right here, so that my screw rivets will go through them to hold the wood on. So there it is. It's not sharp yet, not sharp at all. I've just cleaned it up to make it round. That's it. Did that on my grinder. That's step 2. Here we go, opening up the little tiny holes with a diamond bit. Alright, if anybody's interested, this is what I use for the handle. They're actually called threaded posts. Here's what they look like. They are little tiny posts, and in the other end goes a screw, and it looks like an axle, but it holds the two ends of the handle together. There's the screw end, there's the end with nothing on it. Nice flat shiny rivet. That's what I use to hold the handle together. And this has to be ground so that these fit through the holes. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now, getting this to go through this. Okay, back to it. As you can see, I've got the two outside holes larger, and the rivet now fits through on the two outside holes. They will go through the wooden handle, on one on each side, half of a handle, cut it in half. But the middle one is still small, the hole is still tiny, because all I'm going to do is drill a small hole so I can hang it on a nail. That's it. This is 3/4 of the way done already. Okay, here's the handle that I'm going to use for both sides of this. So I'll cut it to size, cut it in half, and drill the holes. Okay, here it is. The broom handle, cut it in half, drill the holes to match the blade. This goes together. Perfect match. You take the screw on the other end, and I think, nope, have it backwards. There we go. Now I have them on the same side. They put in what I call the screw rivet bookbinders. That's right, you can put books together with them. You buy them at Lowe's. They're 88 cents a piece for the top and bottom. And that TV you hear in the background is Friends, which you don't watch a lot, but there it is. Mini ULU. Perfect for the hand. Fits real nice. Cuts like that. Or, now as you can see, it's not sharp yet. I've started just to get the edge on it, but that will come down to a fine sharpness, plus all the rust that's on there or there will come off. And once I get down to that edge, I'll turn you back on and show it to you. My second ULU. And actually, we're on our last step. Let me show you the bad side first. Oh, a little bit of glare. There we go. That's the bad side with the rust. And I've started taking care of this side. And that's what it's starting to look like already. Very happy with it. It's going to come out sharp. The blade is getting there now. Working on it step by step. So the ULU is about done. Let me show you myself and then we'll clear. Okay, there's number 2. There's number 1. You can see the big difference in the size. The curl is big time different. The length is big time different. One is maybe 2 inches, the other one's a good 4 inches. So that's my 2 ULUs. Those are the only blades, those are the only knives, those are the only things I'm ever going to work with metal again down here to make something that I'm going to use in the kitchen. Very happy with it. Thank you for watching. That's my turn on ULUs. Bye.